I've already begun making myself at home. Ooh. This is nice. Nice. This is nice. So I'm here, I've made it, I've checked in, and I'm gonna just go out and do a little bit of shopping just now. And then, I don't know, I might go somewhere and get like a wee drink. But not like an alcoholic beverage, like I'm not ready for that yet. But like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I want to just go to the shop and just get like some juice or go in somewhere. It's the bummer of it being a Saturday is like, it's busy. It's so busy already. I'm like, there's so many people everywhere. So I might just nip out and go and get some little bits that I'm needing. And yeah. I love this. I love doing this. Just a wee tipple. Oh. Cheers. Oh, here he comes. Here comes the precious boy and the little boy. Did you miss me when I was away? I'm sure you did. So I am back from a lovely few days in Glasgow. I went shopping, I went to the Christmas market, I went out for drinks, had dinner. I just had a really lovely time. The highlight, of course, was getting to see Hans Zimmer perform. That was the best show I've ever been to in my entire life. That was everything. I loved it. I love him. It was incredible. Like, I cannot put into words how good it was. I love movie scores and soundtracks. I have so many that I absolutely adore, and I have so many like playlists where I have assembled all of these different scores. I've got different like fantasy ones. I have one for every genre, you know. I have one for every genre book that I'm reading or writing. I have fantasy ones, I have cute, more like whimsical ones. I just absolutely love Hans Zimmer. Some of my favorite movies have been done by him. The Lion King, The Dark Knight, Inception, Prince of Egypt, Spirit, Pirates of the Caribbean. He has just done so many scores, and it was just really, really special getting to see him perform and just listening to him and listening to all the musicians. It was incredible. It was so good. It was the bestest thing ever. So on the way up and on the way back on the train, I managed to complete The Last Time I Saw Him. I finished reading it just tonight. I've been sitting, just having a bit of a chilled night. I've had the TV on and I've been catching up on my shows since I've been away, and I thought I was also doing a bit of reading in between, like during the ad breaks. So I managed to finish this. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. It was good. It was really good. It had me up until the end that I didn't really know much about what had happened. So I had theories, and the pool of suspects was very, very, very small, but I just didn't know what was going on, what was happening. The end, the twists, I didn't see them coming. I was shook. I was it kept me gripped. It was really, really good. I loved it. 5 stars. 5 stars. I'm really sad that this is actually part of a series. It's the Sergeant Stephanie King series. So this is the 4th one by the looks of it. And the way this book ended was quite a dramatic ending, which I don't want to spoil, but oh my good God, I'm quite sad. It was a sad ending. It felt a little bit like, was it done for shock value? Sometimes you get endings like this where I'm just like, why did we have to end that way? Why did that have to happen? Why? Because now I'm like, I don't know if there's going to be any more in the Stephanie King series. I imagine there will be, but it'll be really sad. But it was really, really good. I really enjoyed the mystery, and I actually liked the ending. I don't really want to give any spoilers away, but I sometimes do enjoy an ending where it's not all just as straightforward as confession, arrest, trial, here's what happened, or, you know, maybe the killer dies, or the killer's arrested, or, you know, final showdown vibes. I like when it's done in the way that this book ended. I actually think I've picked something up while I'm away because my throat has been so scratchy tonight. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. But anywho, so that is another book under my belt for November and for my reading goal. I think that officially makes 20 books that I've read this year, which, do you know what? I'm almost halfway to my reading goal for the year. We're almost halfway, guys. I just need to read another 5, which I could very well do because I'm reading the Bullet That Missed, and I'm halfway through The Duke and I, the audiobook. And now I could read anything else that I so want. It's mysteries. Mysteries and thrillers are what keep me going. If I read things like The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I'm a lot slower because I'm always like, Whereas something like this, a good old mystery, I had some good quality reading time. I had some isolated time on the train where I could just sit and focus on it. I'm very pleased it was a 5-star read, and it was really good. I would highly recommend it. Maybe like read the other books in the series, because that's a bit of a shame that I would like to read the others. So now I'm gonna know a bit about the characters' lives, like the police sergeant. I'm gonna know a bit about her life and the people around. But then that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes I find though, if I read a book like this, which is like random, like it just picks up randomly in the series. So like I said, this is like the 4th book in the series, and then if I was to then go back and read the first ones, and obviously the good thing is though, this book did not mention anything that happened in any of the others, so you could go back and read them and it's all fine. Obviously you just know things like, you know that her and her partner have just bought a house together, they work together, and they're only just recently started seeing each other, but she's been in love with him for a while. So I'm like, I know if I go back and read the first book, it's gonna be, oh my God, there's like my hot boss that I totally love, kind of thing. So the kind of the fun aspect of the romance would be gone for me, like from reading the first few books, because I already know they get together and I know what how their story pans out, kind of thing. But even still, I think I would really enjoy it. I must admit though, obviously this was a book in a series, I didn't care all that much for Stephanie's chapters. It helped to propel us along the way because her chapters, the police were very police investigation heavy, which obviously that's going to be the case because she's a police officer. But what I mean is that it advanced the plot, or advanced our knowledge a lot, by telling us, okay, well, this is this person's alibi, and this person's alibi, and this is the phone records, and this is forensics, and this is this, and this is that, this is DNA, and all that jazz. So it meant we saw things through the police's eyes, and we got fed lots of information. The only thing was, though, then, there was quite a bit of back and forth between the police officer chapters being all, we're stumped, we don't know what this means, and getting the chapters from the 3 women who are involved with the man who was killed. And so from their chapters, we're like, we don't know what the police know, but this is what we know, and this is what... And they were gradually feeding us information. I think I maybe would have just preferred if the book, say this was like a standalone. It was written so well, I thought it would have been nice if this was a standalone and it was the 3 women who all together, they conspired to blackmail the man who ended up being murdered. And if it was just their chapters of them sort of explaining what happened and then them turning on each other, that would have been really good as well. But obviously, if it's part of a series and it's a police officer series, it's still fine to me that we had the police officer chapters, and it did help us like to be a bit more knowledgeable about what was going on. Because the thing is, I do really enjoy books. I love both sides when it comes to mysteries. I love a book told from the perspective of a police officer or a detective, because you get access to more knowledge than you would if it's just told from the perspective of one person, or maybe just a couple of POVs that are outside of the law. You're only getting it told from their eyes, and very seldom would the police actually share information with them. And when they do, it tends to be more of like a plot convenience, that, oh, the police officer let slip, or the police officer told us this information or that information, and you're like, would you really do that in an active case? I don't think they would. So I do enjoy when a book is told from the perspective of a police officer, because you do get that insider knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily get from just reading a book told by the perspective of civilians that are just, or your average Joe that's trying to solve the mystery. But I also, at the same time, I do enjoy a mystery that's told from the POV of whether it's one character, maybe it's multiple. I think I do prefer just one person. I don't mind if other POVs come into play at some point, but if it's mostly one person, I think I prefer that. It's just one person that's going out of their way to investigate something that's happened. I do quite like that. It can be frustrating though, because in those books you find that the police tend to be very incompetent, because obviously the whole point is that our main character is going to solve it. So I'm a bit iffy with both, but I love both. One thing, I already brought this up in an earlier clip, where I find it a wee bit odd that sometimes in books where there's multiple POVs, you get a bunch of third person and then one character is told in first person. And I just find that a bit odd. Like, I don't think I like it as much as, like, it just makes it feel a bit more out of place. And the thing is, this is just my main criticism, is that maybe it would make more sense if the first person POV was Stephanie, the police officer, when she's the recurring character. It's her series. I feel like it would make more sense for it to be her. I don't really know why it was one of the random, like, it was clearly the main character from the three women. I feel like it was Juliet was her name. There was Celia, there was Juliet, and Nadia. I feel like we got Juliet's chapters the most. I'm not quite sure though, out of curiosity. And sometimes in chapters it did, there would be a break, and then it would switch POVs to someone else. So sometimes chapters did do that. I like a bit of clean writing. I like it to be one chapter is one POV. The chapter ends, we move on to the next person. I'm just funny that way. I'm not sure if I like to switch up midway through, but I also at the same time, it doesn't bother me all that much. But anywho, I did find a little bit odd though that Juliet was told in first person and the others were third person, just because, like I say, it maybe would have made more sense to me had it been Stephanie, who was the first person POV when she is the main character, or like the recurring character. It's her series. When I'm reading The Bullet That Missed, the Thursday Murder Club series by Richard Osman is the exact same. There's loads of POVs in those books. Like, oh my god, they go through everybody. But Joyce's chapters are told in first person. I don't know why that is. I suppose maybe Joyce is like the main character of that series. I'm not too sure. But anywho, that's just something for me that I'm like, I'm not really big on that. Like the first person coming into it when I'm not really big on like dual POV. I like it either being first or I like it being third. I quite like first person. I do quite like that, but I must admit, like, I think I'm a third person girly, and I definitely think I prefer if it sticks like that. But I need to look into that. Like, that seems to be something that I'm noticing maybe more and more, is like there are multiple POV and first stroke third person. Oh, you a sleepy boy. So for the rest of tonight, I'm just going to keep on catching up on my TV programs. I don't know what I want to read next. I think I want to start The Girls Who Disappeared by Claire Douglas. This I've got not long ago, so I kind of want to read it. I think I will. I think this could be my next one. I'm a mystery girly, so if I just work my way through a bunch of mystery books, like I can read a mystery in a day, a couple of days. This one, like I don't know how long I've been reading it for, because I started it and I was reading a little bit and I was kind of just reading it at odd times. But taking it with me and like reading it on the train was like the perfect opportunity. Like that's the perfect time to be listening and reading books. Yeah, to be like reading a book, because I can't go anywhere and it keeps me off my phone. But I'm thinking that I'll try The Girls Who Disappeared next, because I have been wanting to read this for a little while and I've only just got my hands on it. So I'm thinking that could be my next read and that'll propel me forward. Even if I can get to 25 books this year, that would be amazing. But I feel like I'm doing really well. And I'm getting closer and closer to my reading goal. I'm not optimistic that we're going to get to 50 books, because that's a lot. That is 30 books in the space of just over 30 days. So that's quite unlikely that that's going to happen. But 31 plus 4, 35 days. So I'd need to read a book every single day from now until the new year. So we're not going to get to 50, but we're going to give it a really solid bash. Also, so today is the 25th. Tomorrow is my 29th birthday. 29 years old. I'm a little bit shocked that next year is my 30th. I am surprised that my 20s have really just whoosh. So on this, the eve of my 29th birthday, I'd like to just take a moment to really reflect on where I am in my life right now. I'm feeling very thankful. I have so many people in my life who love me and cherish me. I have my health. I am staying in this lovely, lovely cottage that my friend is very kindly letting me live in while she's off traveling. I'm hoping to catch up with her on her travels next year and go away for a few weeks. I have a good job that I've been in for several years now. I have wonderful co-workers. I have this little guy that's asleep behind me. I'm just feeling like I had a good 29th year. I did travel to new places. I went to Seville. I went up to the Highlands, and that was absolutely amazing. It's definitely somewhere I want to go again and do lots of traveling up there. I went to a music festival. I got to see Hans Zimmer. I mean, that being in the same space as him, just living and breathing and listening to him, oh my goodness, chills. It was incredible. It was so good. Like, hearing some of my favorite movie scores live was just The Dark Knight, Sherlock Holmes, Inception. I've not seen Interstellar, but I do like the score. Gladiator, The Lion King. That's a classic. That's one of my favorite movies. So on this, the eve of my 29th birthday, even though it's terrifying at the thought that I'm going to be 30 next year, I feel like age is just a number. And yeah, I do get a little bit freaked out when I think about like, oh my God, panic. So many people my age are married, they have kids, their kids are already 5+ years old. I'm behind, I'm slow, I'm this, I'm that. I have been wanting to be an author since I was like 10 years old. I've not even finished anything. I'm floundering, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, do you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still on my journey. And yeah, maybe I do need to be more productive when it comes to my passions and my dreams. But what will be, will be. And maybe I need to be at a maturer level for these things. I don't think I could be a best-selling author when I was 21 years old because I was a dumb bitch. I still am. But we're gonna manifest all these wonderful thoughts and just think about the year ahead and just feel grateful to be celebrating my birthday with those that I love. In 2 hours time, it's 10 o'clock right now. In 2 hours time, I'm going to be 29. 29 years old. And you know what? It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a great year. 2026, my 29th year, it's gonna be a good one. I can feel it. Okay, so I've just read the prologue, which is The Night of the Crash. So this book is 20 years ago, one rainy night, Olivia Rutherford is driving 3 friends home when a figure on the road causes her to swerve and crash. Regaining consciousness, she finds herself alone in the car. Her friends have vanished. They are never seen again. Now, journalist Jenna Halliday visits the close-knit community to persuade Olivia to talk and solve the mystery of the girl's disappearance, but Olivia won't speak. What happened? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I read the prologue, which is The Night of the Crash. And how spooky is that? That chapter 1, Monday, the 26th of November. How spooky is that? It's technically not that date now, like while I'm starting it. Like, it's still technically the 25th. There is half an hour to go of the 25th. How spooky is that I should start reading this technically on the 26th? That's spooky. What that leg doing? What are you doing? Please excuse the fact that I look absolutely rotten. When I got back from my weekend away, my throat was feeling a little bit scratchy, and I thought to myself, oh no, I think this is the start of a cold, which was just in time for my birthday. Yay! So yesterday, my parents came over and I did not change out of my jammies. I stayed in my pajamas all day. I read a lot of The Girls Who Disappeared. Or I think I read the first 30 to 40 pages on Tuesday night. And then yesterday morning, I read quite a lot in the morning because I just literally lay in bed. I woke up quite early because I was drinking loads of water during the night. So I woke up several times, didn't need to pee. So I was awake quite early and I just did a whole bunch of reading. And I managed to get through like a good quarter, over a quarter of the book actually. I was nearly halfway through. And then last night after my parents went away, they came after lunch. They came in the afternoon and we had a lovely day, just a chill day. I was telling them all about my weekend. We had a Chinese for dinner. We were gonna be going out. We normally always go out for our dinner when it's someone's birthday. But I messaged my mom in the morning. I was like, I'm not feeling too good. I'm feeling a bit run down. So just the fun joys of being in a city and touching things, public transport, a concert, the joys. So I was feeling very tired, and you know that way you're just like, your head hurts, everything in your head and face just does not feel right. You just don't feel good. So it was nice to just have a chill day, but it made it a weird day. It's probably the first time in a while that maybe it's not felt like my birthday, but I think that is also just a sign of getting older. I'm 29 now. Oh my god. It was bad enough telling people, yeah, I'm 28, but now I'm 29. I'm 29. I'm 29 years old. So we just decided to have a Chinese for dinner, so that was lovely. And then they stayed for a bit and then they went away, and then I played a little bit on the Xbox, and then I just went to bed and I read a good amount of the book. So I'm doing really well. I've only got about a quarter to go. A couple of 100 pages. I think it's like 100 and I think I've got 130 to go. So far it's really good. I am really enjoying it. So I think today I'm really just planning on having a bit of a lazy day. I do need to kind of get the house in order a wee bit and unpack and just tidy, because I've got friends coming at the weekend because we're all going out for my birthday. So at least I have tomorrow. I mean, I'm at work tomorrow, but I can get some stuff done tomorrow, I suppose, if I just, hopefully I'll be feeling a bit better. But maybe later today, if I'm feeling a bit better, I might do that. But I think right now, I'm gonna have some breakfast. I'm in the mood for porridge. A nice hot breakfast, some oats, and I'm gonna do some reading and see how much I can get through it, because I'm doing really well and I wanna know what happens. I wanna know what happens. I've just finished The Girls Who Disappeared. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel already. Yup. It was good. I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I feel like it was well written. I think there was a lot of things going on, and I feel like it all tied up in the... There's a cat staring at me. Here he is. Hello. I feel like it did all tie up in the end. It all connected. It was really good. I enjoyed it. There was a lot going on. It was a lot of like high stakes. It was more of a thriller than a mystery. Well, do you know what I mean? Like, there is a mystery, but it's more of a thriller. It was quite suspenseful. There was a lot of people creeping in the shadows, and... Are you okay there, sir? People creeping in the shadows. Very clearly, someone was out to get the main character. I want to read more by Claire Douglas now. I think if this is an example of what her writing is like, and it was well done, I would definitely like to read more. There's quite a few in the back of this book that she's already written, so I would definitely like to read more by her. It was a very good story. It kept me gripped, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about the ending. I'm still trying to decide if everything was wrapped up. There was one thing that wasn't, the only thing that wasn't really explained, which, is this a spoiler if I tell you? I don't think it really is. Everything else was like explained to some extent, apart from the fact that the main reason that she crashes the car is because there's a figure in the road. Like, it literally says on the back of the book, when a figure in the road causes her to swerve and crash. Regaining consciousness, she finds herself alone in the car. Her friends have vanished. We don't find out who the figure in the road is, if there even was one to begin with. It's kind of alluded to when the main character Jenna, who is the journalist who has come to the town of Strathbury, is that what it's called? Staffordbury, comes to the town of Staffordbury to... She's doing a podcast for the BBC, but she's coming to like investigate it and just get it, do a bit of like it's like a 20th anniversary special. And as she's leaving the town, it starts to rain, and the wording is like, the heavens have opened and I could have swore I saw a person in my rear view mirror. So I think it's one of those where it's like, it was actually nothing, but I don't know. At the same time, I'm also just a bit like, but was it nothing? Who was on the road? Why were they on the road? Is it supposed to be just an imaginary figure, like a trick of the eye? Like, I think that's what the ending was trying to tell us, was that it wasn't actually a real person. But I also don't know, because it wasn't just Olivia that saw him. It was like her friend pointed them out and was like, Olivia, watch out. You know? So it's the fact that, here's the thing. It's the fact that it was the passenger who said, watch out, like there's a person on the road. The passenger thinking there was somebody on the road and that made her swerve. Was there a person? We don't know. That's really the only thing that wasn't officially solved. So who knows? Was there a person? Maybe there wasn't. Everything else was tied up in a neat little bow. The ending was good. I liked it. It was, yep, I think I would give it 5 stars. It was well written. I feel like the characters were pretty good. And yeah, I have now officially read 20 books, I believe. Haven't I? Yes. I've now officially read, or have I? Maybe I've already read 20. Is this 21? This might be 21. I don't know. I don't remember. But that's another book for November, and just another book towards my reading goal. So it was very good. Now I definitely want to read more by the author. But now, like, it is 10 to 3. It is 3 o'clock. I'm still in my gym jams. I still don't feel 100%, and I need to have a shower. I just need to, but I also just want to like read more books, because I'm on a bit of like, I'm on a high right now. I'm doing good. I read that book in basically 2 days. Sort of, like I started it on Wednesday night and I finished it Friday morning. So, no, this is Thursday. This is Thursday. I started it on Tuesday night and I finished it on Thursday afternoon. So, kind of 2 days. Technically it's 3 days, but I'm gonna just say 2 days. So, yeah, that's good. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do next. What I'm gonna read next. Can I help you up here? What are you doing? What are you doing up here? You're taller than me now. You're taller than me. My silly belly. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'm feeling, I mean, I'm still, you know that way? Like, it's a bloody cold, but you know when you get a cold and you're just like, blech, blech. Like that's how you feel. Hello. Hello, precious boy. So, did you just burp? So I am working today. I'm starting at 3. This is my, are you eating my hair? This is my first shift back in like over a week. I don't want to go back. I really don't. So it's a Friday. I don't think it's going to be that busy. A Friday in November is not going to be all that great. So, hey ho. So I need to get the house in order because we're going out tomorrow. I've got friends coming over and we're having a night out for my birthday. So I need to get the house in order. And also I kind of need to go to the shop, I think. I don't know. Do I need to go shopping? I don't even know. I can't keep track of what day it is and what's going on. Maybe I should go and like get myself some wee babies. I don't know. Right, where are you going now? What are you doing? Get down. Get down. Don't touch that. Honest to God, this cat.